And we're live. Enjneer from SuperSpreaders, downtown Ottawa. Almost 1 o'clock. It's bright and sunny. It's cold as hail. So, people, we got Trudeau really up in the game today. Emergency Measures Act, no surprise. The cheapest out that he's got. I mean, it basically turns him into the total fascist dictator he always wanted to be. Instantly, they can claim property, jail anyone without warrant or reason, levy fines. Word is won't be bringing in the military, which, well, thanks, buddy. We're trying out Twitch today just to see if there's anybody even looking for this stuff on Twitch. Talked to one streamer and he hits Twitch. He said he had people watching, so we're trying out Twitch as well. That's Super Spreaders over there. How's everybody doing? How's everybody feel about this today? Just 1 second, please. Doing a bit of comms with Rain up in Yukon. If the picture goes wonky, I apologize. Sometimes weird things get weird when I use other apps. Yeah, got no picture now. You guys seeing picture? Damn. Okay, here's me. Hi, everybody. There, just had to refresh the camera. Okay, yeah, so, I mean, it's Monday, right? Shouldn't be expecting too much whackery going on. Slightly fewer cars here on Metcalf, but just slightly. Maybe a couple have moved on. There was a dude, Jake, who was here with his truck getting signed since day one. He's not there now. Must have moved on. Bullets, hey, Bullets. Moniker 2, hey, how you doing? Yeah, it's amazing what we can do streaming 3 different services from the iPhone, but it's a little bit flaky sometimes. Just gonna go with the earpod audio today. Last time I streamed using the camera mic, and I don't know, I suspect maybe it gets too cold and starts messing up when all distorted and stuff. One of these days I'll get a proper Omni mic. But how much longer will this convoy last? I mean, even if it gets emergency measures and starts commandeering tow trucks and stuff, I mean, it's still going to be a nightmare getting these trucks out of here. Oh yeah, it's cold today. This time I got it all. I got the cable so I can charge the phone if I have to. I know, but the hands though, it already feels cold. Man, I'll keep up a brisk pace. Oh yeah, there's the diesel. Should be easy to wiki bullets, but it was called the War Measures Act, and ironically, his father is the only person to use it in peacetime. In the 70s, we had actual separatist terrorists from Quebec here setting off bombs, car bombs, and stuff. And he used the War Measures Act to round them all up. Now it's called the Emergency Measures Act. Took that evil war word out of it. And it's, it's kind of what you expect. Full emergency powers. He can bypass all of the Miranda rights you usually have. Seize private property, evict you, jail you. Moniker, the government will cave. So yeah, you can move into town. Will they cave? It's going to be so interesting. I mean, it's going to be coming in here with force and moving by force. It's going to be ugly. It's all going to be blamed on the truckers, but it's going to be ugly. But it's going to take forever too. It's just going to be such a mess. Tell you, keep everything plugged in now, ready to go at a moment's notice when this stuff goes down. They've been planning this forever, so they could this could happen at any minute. You see these idiot counter protesters. Say yesterday, blocking trucks a little further south. The idiots are on Twitter calling it hashtag the Battle of Billings Bridge. These morons. It's like it's just you that thinks it's a battle. Convoy isn't here to be at war with Canadian citizens. None of us supporters is. Just these entitled downtown leftoids. Moniker, we should see the medical field start changing the current opinion to allow the government to give without opening to surrender. Yeah, we certainly are seeing that already with the provinces. And even our Dr. Fauci is Theresa Tam. Yeah, immediately upon the truckers getting here, she already started to talk about revisiting restrictions, but Trudeau hasn't. He can't. He can't back down now. He would lose his base. His base is so violently whipped up. There's nothing like looking at Twitter and seeing the opinions of the liberal leftoids. It pure, unabashed, flaming hatred. Bullets, what do you think will be their first move? The government's first move? Commandeer tow trucks? Start actually trying to force tow trucks out of here? I mean, that's really what this is all about, right? It's not the protests. They would have arrested everybody long ago. It's the trucks. They're civilian tanks. That's what makes this such a good protest. So that's really what it all boils down to. Got to get the tanks out. Welcome to everybody joining. Enjneer from SuperSpreaders here. You can see what the general feeling mood is down here now that war has been declared, basically. What about the trucks and sleepers? That makes it a domicile. Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, that's what the Emergency Measures Act is for. There's a slight difference in the fact that when they used it before, they were setting off pipe bombs in the streets all over the country. Here they're only blowing up bouncy castles. Oh yeah, go by the go by the political offices again.
Of all the insides, they fill them up with shit. Like every one of them look like that.
So those toilets they aren't being dealt with. Wonder what's up with that. Holy crap, it's cold. Fingers already hurt. So Rain said that Viva's down here. Hopefully we'll see Viva. Mercy Rural Trucker are being moved. Where? Hey, Greg Martin. All mandates and infringing the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms are illegal. Exactly. What's the point of having the charter if it doesn't do anything? We'll take a stroll westward and go a little off the main hill first, see what's going on down here. Stroll back up the other side. Hey, Lord's Watchman. If the truckers just refuse to haul anything anywhere, how long could the government hold out? Well, I mean, at the end of the day, this is still a small fraction of all the trucks in the country. We can see with the border blockades how many trucks would still be flowing. But, you know, it would have an effect. It would hurt. A lot of these people were ousted from jobs already. In Ottawa, I've ridden with Uber drivers that were truck drivers a year or two ago. A lot of the trucking companies have used this COVID as an opportunity to get rid of the old guard that need higher pay and benefits, hire a bunch of kids. It's one of the untold stories of this whole thing. And that's to go into the whole story of the last 2.5 years and why the truckers are so angry. It's not just as simple as just the vaccines and mandates and stuff. There's a lot more going on that have made these people this angry. Mercy Rule, they are being moved out of the side streets. What is going on? Haven't seen evidence of that yet, but we'll take a look at some of the bigger sides. We get down to Lyon, that's a big depot. Bank usually has a few, but thins out during the week. So we'll take a look. But, you know, that would be an event. That'd be an event and a half. All right, getting fueled up here. This is this whole group that came in with these excellent pre-rigged up signs. These guys showed up here the second weekend. Mercy Rule. Keep walking. I'm walking. What do you want here? Can't walk any more than I'm walking. Fueling up. Bit of something happening. We've got broadcast cameras, of course, because probably listening to the police.
Good. All the best, boys. God's going up. Cool.
What's happening, guys? Everything all right?
Everything is good.
Yeah.
Everything is very good.
Yeah, I guess we're in a state of war now.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. It looks like it.
It's gonna be interesting, man.
It looks like it.
It's gonna be, yeah.
It'll all simmer down, please.
I think so. I think so. We gotta keep at it.
We got to keep everybody on the sidewalk.
Thanks, guys.
Can we get across that sidewalk?
Keep everybody on the sidewalk. Okay. Some action here. This street usually was pretty barren. Wow, seen a truck move. That's unique. So they got like a little escort behind them. Good time for a trip to Ottawa, indeed. You got a big truck? You got a big truck. Fast enough so we can go protest. Snow looking down Kent. No more trucks coming up this way. I mean, we know they move around, right? See different trucks in different positions all the time. So these guys have gotten up to the top of the hill. The cops following right behind. Oh, my fingers. Oh, God. Why, Ottawa? Why do you have to be this cold? Yeah, looks that way. Just going to Wellington. So that's why everybody had to be on the sidewalks. That's why the cops are up there in the lead. Boy, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. There's some form of filthy mainstream media there. The big broadcast cam going to cross. Now you'll see the city flooded by mainstream media. Now all of a sudden they'll come down and we'll see them at different times of the day. Assholes. I want to be here. Whoop. Whoop. Bit of a moment there. Bit of a gimbal moment. Whew. Mercy Rule, Good Pro, Shoot, good show, SuperSpreaders. Thank you very much, Mercy Rule. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. Like I said, you can go home and keep everything plugged in. Supposed to be editing a video, but had to re-edit our little Friday stream that we had on the channel. We might have had a few drinks and might have listened to a little bit too much copyrighted music while we were live streaming. So I've edited all that out, and I'll be putting that back up. That was a fun stream, and we had one of the subscribers actually just join us live. Talk, that was a lot of fun. So I'm going to get that up, but it's 5 hours long, so it's taking a whole day to export. The life of video editors. Good thing is there's no loud music today, so shouldn't get any copyright strikes now. We have had the live stream get interrupted because the speakers are so loud at the trucks. A little bit of food operation here. Whew. Bloody hell. Cold.
I know, isn't it? Like, what's with that, eh?
Okay. Our bank. Bank kind of rises and falls throughout the week. Let's see what it shows. Today, I'm expecting pretty empty. And then Lion's usually pretty thick. Oh, one lane of trucks down there. We'll continue west on Wellington. Jeez, what a time, eh, kids? Who would have thought this would have happened? Big group of cops just went past. They didn't seem to be in a hurry. The usual bored walking around look. Refueling continues. Adam Kuko, welcome. Espagnol et français, YouTube, censure, les directs des manifs, des fascistes. N'oubliez pas le bon moment pour les passer à la guillotine. I understand enough of that, I think. Spanish and French in YouTube. Censor les directs des manifs. I don't know what manif is. The streams. Working with the fascists, collab des fascistes. N'oubliez pas, don't forget the right moment for the guillotine. That's what I'm getting out of that. Thanks, Adam. Cheyenne, hi. They want to clog up the streets by Parliament, so moving some in that were further out. Yeah, I guess. I mean, they do move around all week. You see some trucks stick around in a spot for days, even weeks. Yeah, brother? Oh, these poor Ottawans under siege. And yeah, and then all of a sudden new trucks are in the place one day when I come out, and they obviously move around all the time. So I don't know if that's just de rigueur stuff or swapping some in, swapping some out. As you can see, some people need to do work. So that's a stage truck. Wow, that's a beautiful rig. Head down line. This is always thick, thick, thick. There's your food station. Oh. Cheyenne, worried about them all now. Me too. Me too. I'm worried about the whole situation, but then again, it's funny. I talk to the truckers and they're like, ho hum. I mean, it's like I was saying at the start, it's not a normal protest. They're in tanks. They can declare they're doing all this stuff, but just think of how, without the driver's cooperation, how long it would take to get one of these trucks out of here. Because they lock the wheels and slash the tires and stuff like that. I mean, just one truck, getting one out of here would be a nightmare. They've got thousands of them. Plus, you've got others all around the city. You know, everyone forgets the truckers have been playing nice. They've gone where the cops wanted them to go. Right here on Kent, this zone is, you know, prescribed to be completely blocked off, and it makes a detour. All the other streets, they left lanes open. They worked it out with the city and the police before they got here. But if things go south, nothing's stopping all those orbiting trucks around the city to just come flooding in, fill up the highway. And, you know, if the police aren't going to play nice, then why should the truckers? And they can take up all the lanes and really lock down the city. Then the city will know what an actual occupation or a siege is like. Because, I mean, this has been nothing. Absolutely nothing there. All the complaints of occupation and being under siege and harassed is just such bullshit. I live downtown here. I got to do all my life just like they do, and nothing has changed. It's loud some nights, but it's just like Canada Day on the weekends. You don't see people calling for the Emergency Measures Act on Canada Day. Now, especially when they were honking, you know, there are businesses down here. When we get over to Lyon, oh no, there's the back of the Marriott there. So I mean, if there are people in that hotel, that would have been something else with the honkers going. Mercy rule. There's an agreement with the organized to move them out of the neighborhoods onto Wellington and J. McDonald. That is actually PSYOP. While they were doing the counter soy test yesterday, they went around with that fake letter, and the people, it must have been Soros people, went all over the city giving truckers the letter and sending out broadcasts to that letter about Litch making the agreement to move into Wellington and all that. And a couple of the truckers and what's his name? Chris Loudmouth there, what's his name? Chris King. He came on and said it was a PSYOP. Gotta give him credit. A little smarter than I thought they'd be. Because everybody believed it at first. I kind of did. I retweeted it, I remember, but it just seems like how are you going to get all the trucks in Wellington? Doesn't make any sense. And we didn't get what we were asking for, so yeah, so things are still thick on Kent. We'll go down to Kent, take a block west, and come back up Lyon, which is also often busy and has another food dispersal unit with really good burgers that I hope he's cooking right now. The irony is the Ottawans complaining about being under siege and can't leave their houses and can't go to business. I mean, what was the last 2.5 years? Mofos. Under lockdown. And you see them on Twitter. Somebody will tweet about Doug Ford's announcement that we're dropping our some restrictions. Immediately they're tweeting out Denmark to reimpose some restrictions as COVID numbers soar. Like they want this to last forever. They want to have COVID. They want to roll in COVID. They want to marry COVID. I just don't get it. Mercy rules are not true at all. Bullis Barbecue heard it was fake too. Yes, it was a PSYOP. Like I say, clever guys. Well played. They moved trucks from residential in front of Parliament. I don't see any evidence of that. The trucks were the same on my street, which when you get to my area, But 7 blocks south of Parliament, it's lots of residential. The trucks are the same. So I don't see much evidence for that. But then things naturally thin out during the week anyway. So I don't see any concerted effort to concentrate things more. You guys can see Wellington looked pretty much the same. Comfort Creek Ranch. Hey, welcome. Paper was fake. Yeah. H. David Richer. The homeless people will miss you. Oh my God. I mean, it must be just amazing for them, eh? And I mean, the food's like good. Like I had one of the best little kind of frozen burgers I've had in a long time on the Thursday stream. Nephilim, no doubt. You have Stockholm syndrome from the government kidnappers. I know, they really do. Lock me down harder, Daddy. Okay, Kent is as thick as it was on Saturday. We're getting way back here now. Cheyenne, the organizers walked around asking people if they wanted to move because he wanted to clog up the Parliament streets. I have no verification of that. As far as I know, the whole thing was a psyop. Comfort Creek Ranch. Okay, why are they running? Who's they? Who's running? Nobody down here is running. Nephilim, you just watched what? Oh, travel funds out? Cool. Hopefully we'll run into him or a couple of the guys are out. Viva's out. Maybe we'll see them. You can see how far down this goes on Kent. Greg Martin, hey, Trudeau needs to apologize and talk with them. His party will remove him. It's highly likely, yeah. You know, this. I mean, it's not going to go well. Whatever the fuck he thinks he's going to do, it's not going to go well, and it could cost him. But then we get Chrystia Freeland, and she actually has a brain, so she's way more dangerous than Trudeau. Miss MAGA, hey, it's about control. Indeed, it is. Ooh. Gulick the Emu. All right. Cool name. Pfizer CEO stated current vaccines company developed for Wuhan coronavirus offer limited, if any, protection against contracting current variants of disease. Yeah, he said two doses offered limited, if any, protection. Trying to sell the world on a third dose. Somehow magically do it. Anybody been watching the Corona grand jury into crimes against humanity run by Reiner Fulmick? It's been live streaming on Getter every Saturday. So it'll be all over now, like Rumble and Getter and stuff. Absolutely incredible. Tying all the pieces together that led to all this. So this is all the same situation that was here Saturday. Denise, drug Ford, said today truckers are going to lose their licenses for life and their trucks. Good luck with that, buddy. And you know, it's going to fucking suck for these guys, but at the same time, please go do way even more massively illegal things. That'll be great. I mean, it's going to be actually easy to do lawsuits and stuff later on. Cheyenne organizer said too many holes in the streets and wants to tighten up. Right? Yeah, well, she is tight here on Kent Street. Comfort Creek, Biden and Trudeau need to be in prison. Well, you know, a lot of people need to go to prison. Right now, it's just get the mandates gone. Cheyenne, why are the police following around? I imagine any time they move, especially up to Wellington, I imagine they're followed immediately. If for nothing else, then the police are so bored. I'd like to see the Canadian forces remove Trudeau, get rid of the traitor. That'd be nice, but, you know, have to stay within the law. Critical thinker, hey, governments own nothing and are happy. We the people own everything and are dying. Yeah. Take about an hour to move one truck. You would think, right? So it's 5,000 hours. Somebody do the mental beep boop there. Why did the media suddenly show up? They were told something to suddenly show up. I imagine they would have both contacts within police and police scanning. So, that's just normal for journalists. And they are here. They're always around, but they hide now. And interviewees have said that they show up really early in the morning, so it looks as depressing and lame as possible and interview people there. Nephilim, they have nothing left to lose. Government already destroyed their jobs and lives. Yeah. Honor your oaths, bureaucrats. Our government in the USA bad right now, too. Yeah, no kidding. Malicious disinformation divides us. Hold the line. Indeed. Indeed. Biba's there. He's in a hotel doing an interview. All right. He said he was going to be interviewing, quote unquote, an organizer. So that's good. I mean, I really can't wait to see that. Fine. It's nice that we have alternative media and stuff, but it's kind of amateur-y sometimes. And it's not the greatest questions that you kind of want to hear. Viva, he's going to be thorough, asking smart questions because he's a lawyer. He's always got the big picture in mind. Okay. Across here when appropriate. Head over to Lion. United we stand, divided we fall. Discernment. Believe in yourself. All right. I'm rolling across the street. Go back up to Lyon Street. Division comes from the oligarchs. We are all being turned against each other. Hunger Games styles for their amusement of genocide. Critical thinker, if you haven't been watching that grand jury, everybody's got to watch that. It's super long. But, you can kind of skim here and there. The second day, there's a Canadian, and everybody's got to be aware of this guy, Matthew Ehret, Ehret. Matthew Ehret, and he specializes in history. Very deep ass history of City of London, royalty, the crown, kind of secret history of Canada. He said some stuff that blew my mind. I mean, you're talking about the oligarchs. That's the term that he uses generally for them. Fascinating stuff, like how the king sent people over here to create a fake Canadian nationalist movement in the 1800s, and we've been used as a staging ground to destabilize and try to get America back all this time. Absolutely astounding stuff, delivered with detail. One of the smartest kids I've ever heard. Matthew Ehret, Ehret. Everybody's got to find this guy. He's got articles, books, shows up in a lot of podcasts. Just astounding. You think you know your own country, but you don't. Just going to move down on the quotes here. Mercy rule. So now I am, well, from the very west end of Parliament, maybe 2 blocks west. We're coming back up Kent, which is flooded. We're going to take a look at Lion because that's another, they got a feeding station there. Usually quite a lot of trucks. Never gone this way. We'll see how far things are going down Lion. Lived here for, how long have I lived here now? 35 years? I don't know if I've ever gone down this street. Just this little chunk here. I don't think I've ever gone down here. Should cross with Lion. Whew. At that awesome moment where my fingers are going to freeze off and I'm sweating underneath my coat. Ottawa is out now too. Cool. Everybody's in on the action. Maybe everybody was waiting for it to warm up a couple degrees. It was minus 22 when I got up with wind, so minus God knows. Don't know how we all walk around in the cold. No choice. But I mean, you get used to it to some degree. Not enough that I'm going to stop complaining about it. I reserve the right to complain about it, but you get pretty tough about it. What's funny is just a few days ago, we were minus 5 Celsius. Feels like summer. That's the beauty of this, being in such a cold city. You don't need spring to have spring. See people there were people in tank tops when I was out filming that day. Nice thing is the sun, you can actually feel it. It's getting a little closer to us now. Okay, so that's Kent. So we'll go over to Lion here. But yeah, when they picked Ottawa, they really weren't thinking much of weather. It's a swamp in the summer, and it's Arctic in the winter. Spring is mostly ugly snow melting, so fall is beautiful here. Fall is absolutely fantastic. Queen Victoria picked Ottawa as the capital. And the biggest problem they had here when they were building it was malaria. That's how swampy it gets here. All right, Lion sighted. We'll be taking a right, heading back up north. Cheyenne, it is a really beautiful city. It's got a real neat look to it. It was law forever that no building could be taller than the Peace Tower at Parliament Hill. So it's a low city. More sky than most places. And they made the super city of Ottawa in the 90s. Changed a lot of the zoning rules. We got a lot more tall buildings now, but it's still pretty with lots of old buildings here. Canadian February thaw, it's going to happen. Comes every year. So we tell ourselves that one a lot too. Yeah, okay, Lion's a lot mellower. Pretty clear. We'll take Lion right back up to Wellington, cross the street, walk back the other way, head all the way over to where Wellington turns into Rideau. So cool, it's getting a little bit harder to talk. And yeah, see what's going on in Rideau. Last week they were... Hey?
How many people watching live?
Oh, we're a pretty small channel, dude. 45 people. And we still got 1,200 subs. We're growing.
It's funny when I see that when I'm in my house and I'm on my Facebook and I see all the people on live and some of them are right here.
So cool, eh?
Yeah, and I tell them right there, I say, I live 1 block from there.
Yeah. And you're watching it on your computer? It's hilarious.
You from Ottawa, no, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just live down Metcalf. You live here too, you
Yeah, I
said?
live around here, yeah.
How's it been for you?
I don't like Ottawa. It's not a good city, man.
It's hard to like it right now. Doesn't like Ottawa. Hard to blame him in February. If he's from, sounded like a Somali accent. I imagine it's a bit of a shock. Okay, so the main chuck up online's still there. That's where the burgers are. I'm gonna have to get me one. Viva Fry is done with his interview and heading to the streets. Cool. Okay, so he was interviewing Dichter. Good. Dichter is he's the clearest speaker kind of the bunch. That's gonna be a good interview. Can't wait to see that. Oh, yeah, my thumb's actually like pre-frostbite, I'd say. Get that back into the jacket for a bit. Why are all the live feeds down and what's going on? They're keeping Maine in the dark. What, hey Devin, for watching us. Someone else said Ottawalks is up, Viva Fry is up, Travel Fund 69 is up. Might have to see about one of those burgers. So, Lion's good. It's cleared out a little bit, like a 1 block's worth south. Cleaned out, but thick AF right here, as we can see. Matt Mitch, Ottawa Lies. Just started Travel and Fun, has to leave soon to go back to Toronto. Yeah, I couldn't believe that he comes back in from Toronto all the time. Stream that much. Miss Maga, yeah, you got that burger emoji. That's what I want. Aw, there's no food. Okay. Head back towards Parliament. We'll take a look at Rito. Hopefully. Man, my thumb's really frozen. Still voting at 3 on the mandates. That's what I heard. I mean, it's forcing a vote to force the Liberals to declare a plan to end the mandates. So, you know, they could say anything. Conservative Party here plays to a very old crowd who I imagine are scared and fully vaccinated, and that's why the leader that just got ousted, that's probably why he felt he had to stick to being pro-vaccine so much. It's not enough just to have a plan to end the mandates. It's not enough to end the mandates. Something has to be done to prevent the mandates. Otherwise, they'll just reinstate them the next day. That's what these guys are all going to do in Saskatchewan, Alberta. Doug Ford here. They're announcing them all in graduated steps and for, next month. Then, we had a case spike. They'll bring it all back. And here with the truckers, so something needs to be done to prevent mandates from being implemented again. Yeah, many people these have gotten fired here. Truck industry has just been demolished by this, like I was saying earlier, seen as an opportunity by some of the trucking companies to get rid of the older, expensiver, noisier truckers and just get some kids, pay them nothing. Had two Uber drivers that were truck drivers tell me about that. There's a storage room for hockey and goalie pads and everything. Whew. World's worst gamer. And up with graduated steps. Yeah, for real. I mean, like, these lockdowns work or they don't. What the hell does it matter if we slowly turn them off? Doug's Ford announcement today was garbage. Still, all these counts you have to keep. Restaurants for the 25%. It's just ridiculous. Grand reopening, grand closing is what I've been calling it. Karen, hi. Millions of Canadians support the convoy. Yeah, certainly do. I would certainly think it'd be half of the country. Perhaps more. I saw a poll today, 2/3. Seems slightly optimistic, but problem is our side doesn't have access to the media. Too many idiots believe what they see on media. Oh man, that thumb. Yeah, that was close. I gotta be careful. Can't fire all the truckers, won't be anyone to move stuff. Yeah, well, I mean, lots of truckers did keep running. They're still out there doing their normal work. They didn't join in. This is a minority of the truckers. Still, it'll have an effect. Welcome any newcomers. Please like, subscribe, throw a share out. YouTube algorithm really likes that. Subscribe if you haven't. They likes what they see and want to support. Emails crawling across the bottom there for PayPal, Interact transfers, if anyone's feeling generous. Might need a new thumb after this. I love this little Toyota van. This thing's awesome. A little busier on this side coming up. This is just absolutely still unprecedented. It still blows me away. Never been anything like this in Canada. It's really nothing like this in Ottawa. Cheyenne, do we have a lot of empty shelves? I'm just going to get to these first. World's worst gamer. What game are you worst at, world's worst gamer? What is the point of the government saying they are removing the vaccine passports if stores and whatever can still enforce them? I know, right? Those need to be illegal. Do for self. Hey, thanks, man. Lady, him, her, they, them. Shared you out. Thank you, Darlene. You rock. You all have a lot of empty shelves there. We do here. No, but you're seeing holes here and there. I ventured to CNN this morning. Oh my gosh. You need a detox. Warmongering over the Dan buzz. Also learned freedom is a Nazi dog whistle. Yeah, they did that all in the States. That was in the height of 9/11 Iraq hysteria. The document was leaked from the FBI on how to identify right-wing terrorists. It was exactly the same thing. They talk about freedom a lot. They talk about the Constitution a lot. This kind of stuff. Dangerous behavior. How bad third world countries have it? I don't know. Yes, sir. Wind is just punishing. World's worst gamer. I'm terrible at every game. I'm notably bad at is COD and shooters like it. My KD is .27 or so most times. Brother, I have tried COD mod and those online shooters and stuff, and it's just press start, get shot, respawn, get shot, respawn, get shot. I have no idea. I don't get what people see in that game. If you jump on bouncy cancel, you're right-wing extremists. Yes, exactly. Not only do we like freedom, but we like bouncy castles. All right. We got a big Stewie service going on. It's like a super something. So much food going on. Hey guys, how you doing? I'm an RPG gamer myself. Final Fantasy, Dark Souls, that kind of stuff. Okay, I just got to rotate the hands into the pants pockets. That's the secret. Just do a minute on one hand, get back in that pocket. Peter Fry said he's heading the far end of the convoy. Not sure what that means, but just wanted you to know. Yeah, it's like 50-50 what side of the street is going to go on. Far end, I mean, he could be coming down to where I am right now, or he could be going over to Rideau, or he could be walking away south to where I was before. Moniker, any major change in police presence? Not really. No. It looks like another midweek, really. It doesn't seem to be anything too kooky going on. You know, last Friday's stream, we caught a tense moment with police. They were making a French guy, turn off his boombox because they were enforcing noise bylaws. And we saw some activity there today. It seems normal. Ban mandates in each province for sure. World's worst gamer. Dark Souls. Looking forward to play Elden Ring? Oh, yeah. Large, except for the PS5. I don't have one. Yeah, I need a better hand setup. This is the worst it's ever been today. It's the wind. Nick Rebig. Joliet Mobile set Nick Rebig. Cheyenne, there's a bunch on the parkway. It's like their little city there. Yeah. And underneath in my big fat North Face jacket, I'm starting to sweat. I just can't win. Hey, just received a $1 donation. Thank you very much. It's much appreciated. Every little bit is going to count towards getting us out here. The goal, hey, it's like Twitch with the stream goals. The stream goal would be to get a proper little condenser mic with a dead cat cover on it. I'll get a lot better audio, a lot better interview audio. I can see those donations come in. It's much appreciated. Didn't want to say the name that was on it because it was might not match your YouTube name. But thank you very, very much. It's much appreciated. Any money received will go to the streams. And Rain up in the Yukon and I planning on how to make more interesting videos, keep this movement going. This is just the start, people. Say they end the mandates. We've got to stay organized, stay together, keep pressure on the government. We've got to get the government to go more constitutional after this, protect ourselves, and then the Americans are going to convoy in March. So there'll still be lots to cover. We're going to work on ways to keep our stream interesting after the occupation is done here. Yeah, I know, I said occupation. Being ironic. Hey, wow, big boy, holy smoke. Big boy. Wow. Wish I had his fur. I wish I had his fur.
You don't want to be brushing it though.
No, I bet. Big boys on the hill. Love Final Fantasy. That's what got me started playing video games. 1 to 10 2. Yeah, man. Played them all, including the online one. Got a bit weirder, yeah. Well, they got away from what I liked about them: the turn-based combat, moniker liberty with all the flags. Liberty indeed. So yeah, as I was saying, we're going to work on ways to make little news segments and then talk shows that are a little more interesting. Thanks to all your guys' support, we have a larger sub count, and we're reaching out to figures that we like to see interviewed on YouTube channels. See if they'd be willing to come on and do interviews with us. Some of the interesting doctors and historians and scientists. That's how you play a bass drum. And this rolled in the second weekend. Live from the shed. Anybody know what that is? I got Instagram live from the shed. Everything's live from the shed. Presented by Shed. By Shed Media. I have to look that up when I get home. Doggos, that's right. Some good boys. Greg, fight COVID tyranny worldwide. That's right. So we still got lots of work to do, no matter how and when this ends. The Canadian anthem says we're going to have to stand on guard. Best hair of the whole thing. So, just a little bit thicker down here, a little more active. It's a Monday. What are you going to do?
So they just bastardized their own language.
We'll keep walking over to Rito. See what's happening down there. See if anybody's got a burger or a dog or something.
I'm from Edmonton, but I mean, I live here, but I'm from Edmonton.
Can't really do a kettle meal. Ooh, it smells good though. Got some real cooks down here. Okay, we're gonna head over to where Wellington turns into Rito. Oh yeah, it's great. You can feel the sun. My gloves are black. It's warming up my hand. That's nice. There's some gloves. That's how you glove up in Ottawa. Basically, it's got a whole animal on his hand. Oh yeah, you know. Monday, what can we say? A little sparse. Oh yeah. Wow. May I? Thank you, ladies. Where you guys in? I'm on YouTube. Do you mind? I'm on YouTube. Do you mind?
No, I don't mind.
Where are you guys in from?
What?
Where do you come from?
I come from Kitchener.
Awesome.
Yeah. There you go, sir.
You do this all day?
I got here about an hour ago.
Yeah. Cold, eh?
For about an hour.
Yeah.
It's fun.
So cold.
It's worth it though. It's fun.
It is. Exactly. We all got to keep at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
Thanks for
It's
coming.
amazing that you guys do this.
It's amazing that you're here.
We got to get a video record of it.
Awesome.
Things are going to get interesting.
I love it.
Thank you. We can barely hear each other. You can tell. The girls are like, there's a hairy man yelling at me. Just smile, nod, say I love it. Kind of like my marriage. LOL. Hot dogs. Yeah, I went for the souvlaki actually. Yeah, you know, I mean, for a Monday, the fact that anybody's here at all is a miracle. I can't stress it enough. Ottawa's a pretty tame city. Pretty freaking boring. People don't go out and do things. Come to Ottawa, fight for your freedom, meet beautiful women. I tell ya, conservative girls, better looking. I don't know what it is. Yeah, 3 weeks in, absolutely deadly weather. People still showing up, incredible. And with the government announcing it's going to be a state of emergency and they can arrest anyone for any reason. Maybe I have to get a legal fund page ready. Yeah, cool, chill. People just really hanging out. No shortage of hairy dudes. Yeah, no kidding. Although I'll give it to Trudeau. He can grow a good beard. I'll give him that. Chicken's already cold. Crazy. Worth game. The province said any further restrictions will now fall to local public health units to respond based on local context and conditions. My area, Sarnia, full of nutters. Yeah, no kidding. That's like right outside of Toronto, isn't it? I know I've been to Sarnia. Randy Couch. Real Canadians are vaccinated. All right. Yeah, sure, Randy. Cool. Admit, Randy. At least you got nerve, man. Find some French Canadians. Both seem fun. Yes, they are. They're intense and fun. They're Canada's equivalent of American Hispanic. Fiery, fun, loud. The girls tend to get really wild hair dye jobs and wear leather pants. No vaccine, no hospital access. Yeah, fine with me. So hospitals are killing half the patients. I don't know what you are. You know, Joliet Mobile 7 and block. Got your vax, Randy? Yeah, you got your vax, Randy. Just shut up about it. Just enjoy your vax, enjoy your COVID. Nobody's going to take it away from you, buddy. The outside of the chicken is frozen already. It's actually crunching with ice. You know, this is always is this way. I don't get onto YouTube or Twitter and go find people saying stuff about vaccines and go be rude and make fun of them, you know. It's entirely a leftist thing. Fox News was down here. Great. Another donation, $10. Thank you very much. That's so much appreciated. Get us close to getting that mic. I can get some real interviews done. I'm an audio engineer, so the audio quality really drives me crazy when I'm trying to hold this ear pod thing around. Oh, that was good chicken. Holy smoke. Thanks so much for the donation. Again, I don't want to say, oops, gonna restart the camera, 1 sec. Don't want to say names online. Can't wait till we have super chat and people can just give her. But we need 3,000 more hours of views on the channel. It's always one more thing. Then we got to link an AdSense account. Then they're going to review the channel, yada, yada, yada. But one day we'll get there. In the meantime, definitely accepting donations at SuperSpreaders at protonmail.com. Thank you so much, everyone. Robert Penner Sheep. Yeah, Randy did some research. No kidding. With three sessions in now on the grand jury, crimes against humanity, corona pandemic. The evidence is overwhelming. It's the world's biggest medical mistake. Protect kids, get vaccinated. Want to protect that girl who's crippled by a vaccine, Randy? Crippled in the Pfizer test? You know what they said in the Pfizer documents that they submitted for approval? She had gastrointestinal problems. She's crippled for life. Yeah, Comfort Creek, Fox News have done great reports. Tucker's last one was like 25 minutes long, ranting till he was like blue in the face. It was really impressive. Moniker, patience. I'm eating. Starting in southwest Ontario, right across from Michigan, right? I know I've been there. Got chicken on my gimbal. We have the Blue Water Bridge that connects to it. Right, cool. Oh, you know what's coming hopefully next week, people? Merchandise, super spreader hats, and shirts, which is great because then I'll be branded up. Don't have to give out business cards. Feels like minus 23. Yeah. Robert Penner is not even a vaccine. A vaccine prevents illness. This shit is poison. It does not stop any transmission at all. Wake the F up, Canada. There was, got to put the gimbal down for 1 sec. There was, I think, the most amazing moment, if anybody's going to watch that grand jury, was day 3. Just happened yesterday. And there is a South African Indian doctor who gives the most amazing testimony that he had 5,000 patients, 0 deaths, and he worked on, just by watching the patients and following up, noticed that everybody that did have the respiratory difficulty, exactly 8 days after they first presented. So he started to work on the idea that it was an allergic reaction. They were presenting as if they had an allergic reaction and severe breathing problems. So he treated them with hydrochloroquine and steroids If they were in really rough shape, they would up the dose, and he noticed differences, extreme differences in really interesting, not only their symptoms, but in race. The first wave was overwhelmingly black people. The second wave, overwhelmingly um, Indian people. There's a huge Indian population in South Africa. And the latest wave was overwhelmingly white. And it's like, what? Absolutely fascinating. This guy, 5,000 patients, 0 deaths. The only patients that he oversaw that died, 4 of them, it's because the families caved and took them to the hospital, where they were then ventilated and remdesivired to death. It's astounding. It's absolutely amazing. Everybody's got to watch this. 90% ICU beds with the unvaccinated. Randy, that's like 3 months old information, bro. You really just try to stay current, all right? That was the propaganda talking point back in November, December. Completely false. Check out Israel. Check out Denmark. Yeah, well, let's see what happens. That grand jury is the good thing about it is, I mean, it really means nothing. It's a live stream, but it's all the best minds on this organizing what would be used for a trial, and they put it in front of us at the grand jury. Haven't seen any streamers. Seen a Grinch though. A Grinch and a lion. More cute constitutional girls. Always good to see. And this is always stopped right here. This is always the edge. There's never any trucks down there. See, Rito Center is still closed. God, these idiots closing. They could have done millions of dollars of business. 3 weeks no business. What I think about is their workers. All these people are getting minimum wage and stuff to work in a mall. And they close the stores, believing this harassment BS. Even the grocery store, did they close? Yeah. CF Rita Center is closed. Cadillac Fairview Rita Center. Good job, guys. Everything's closed. Chapters, another minimum wage place. I mean, it's just really feel for those workers. Nuremberg trials, my sweet buck. Hey, Porter Room, welcome. What are you saying? Skipped here. Peter Room, Robert Penner got his epidemiology degree from a Tracker Jack box. Who's Robert Penner? Well, yeah, the flu shots maybe got us kind of used to the idea, but I mean, only 10% of the population ever took it. I think they needed to have a much bigger sell-through than that. I was Elsa had Spider-Man videos for kids on YouTube a few years back. I was conditioning them for the jab too. Oh yeah, how so? Those were weird as shit. If anybody doesn't know what he's talking about, there's a great YouTube channel called Down the Rabbit Hole, and he covers those explosion of those bizarre videos that were targeting kids and getting billions of views. And they were all weird and pedo-y and violent and strange. Where else can we go? Go to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Kyle P. Kyle P. Great reset is now. Stop trying to wake the sheep up and gather the wolves. Yeah, Elson Spider-Man. Wolves and take some civics classes. What do you mean, Porter? What civics classes do you recommend? What did you take? Droid Ian. Hey, Droid Ian. 4.5 million away from South Africa, amounting to 8.9%. Right. That's what the doctors gave President Trump, hydroxyQ and steroids. Trump got the Wu flu before the jab. He was great after 2 days. Yes, and supposedly several dozen members of Congress on both sides of the aisle all got hydrochloroquine. That's right. And ivermectin. Hospitals sure are killing people. Well, they've been given the wrong methods to take care of patients. Basically, scared the shit out of the doctors and nurses. Patients have been left to just kind of drown. They've moved right to palliative care, ventilate them. On a good day, you got like a 25% chance of surviving ventilation. So, unfortunately, it's true. Nuremberg trials, my sweet fuck. All right. Fauci was in charge of AIDS, things that make you say, Well, this is actually attempt number 2 for him to do pretty much exactly this thing. All that mRNA stuff in Robert Malone's work was all done in the search for an AIDS vaccine. Very interesting to watch footage and comments by Fauci back then, trying to play up AIDS like it was COVID. Clips of him saying it was could be spread by close contact. They were trying to make it into this big viral disease. They're working feverishly in the background to make vaccines for this, and a lot of the patents that are currently being used now are were patented back then. Interesting stuff. It's just it's the agenda that he really wants. He's just a big vaccine guy. He's big. He wants to save the world with his vax. The good guys here. Head down this way. Take a look at the cleaned up cenotaph. Droid Ian. Seems remdesivir was a killer. It's wacky. The story of remdesivir is absolutely bonkers. It was used in a trial for Ebola. Was pulled after it killed 53% of people taking it. Well, I shouldn't be that dramatic. You know, Ebola can be fatal. So 53% of the people taking the remdesivir died. They pulled it from the study. Then they tried it again on just 5 people for, I can't remember the specific disease. Out of the 5, 2 had to have kidney transplants. They pulled that from the study too. And that was, they gave them fewer days dose of the remdesivir. Based on that evidence, those are linked to the announcement from Fauci saying that remdesivir would be the only drug allowed to be administered. Causes renal failure, kidney failure. If anybody remembers at the start of this, basically New York was saying they'd never seen anything like this. It was a respiratory virus that went on to attack organs, kidneys specifically. And that's the number 1 deadly side effect of remdesivir is kidney failure. So there's some answering to do, especially from the medical bureaus. The doctors, the nurses are taking the advice from the medical boards, but they'll like threaten you to take your license away if you even talk about ivermectin, hydrochloroquine. They've approved 3 other drugs now coming on the market. So with remdesivir, 4 most expensive drugs on the market cost $700 to $3,000 a dose, compared to the other treatments that actually do show some results. Hey, freedom to you. Yeah, that are dollars a dose. Go figure, eh? First disease where therapeutics for second vaccination. Yeah, no kidding. First vaccine to get approved on one test by the company that makes it, where they ruined the whole test by giving the control group the vaccination. He was heading to Parliament Hill and then War Memorial. Ah, interesting. Maybe I'm chasing him a bit. I'm at War Memorial heading to Parliament. May take him a while. He's way out somewhere by himself. Yeah, he tends to do the smaller streets at first. Moniker, so many other diseases missed being diagnosed over the past 23 months. Yeah, massive increase in death reporting from insurance companies, not just COVID. Not that the COVID numbers mean anything anyway. As we find out, die anything with a positive test or COVID. Past the guy with the mask on. It's great. It's just like a visible badge. You kind of know the enemy on sight. I'm outside walking by myself. It's minus 25 degrees. I better wear a mask. Like, what planet are you on? It's people like the astonishing number of these people that love this. We do not have coats like Canada does. Yeah, I'm in a proper... Yes! Yeah, I'm in pretty much a mountain climbing coat. Bless you too, Moniker. Pure Gosu, hey! You gotta wonder. I mean, I think it might be permanent for these people. They love this. This is somehow society's been engineered to make a whole couple generations of people who are just predisposed to this. There's a Canadian wrecking ball. I think it was CTV that accused us of having a wrecking ball hanging over Ottawa.
We've been doing this for 2 years before this started. That's pretty amazing. 18-year-old kid, and he came out. So, I'm happy that everybody's here. It's so exciting. I see all the lions. Everybody's got power. Everybody's got excitement to bring us out of this mess. It's a personal responsibility, right? Getting a message out to every city, every town, every friend, every relationship, everyone in God.
Masks are like a religion now, every store. Indeed. The whole ideology is a religion. Another good person for everyone to look up is James Lindsay. He's one of the 3 professors who created the fake grievance studies papers that ended up getting published in the social sciences journals. He was on Rogan. It was a big deal at the time. Made front page news everywhere. And he is fantastic. He's got a podcast called New Discourses. He posts to YouTube as well, New Discourses. Breaks down the creation of modern woke social justice. From here to critical theory, all the way back to Marx, all the way back to Hegel. And his whole point is that it is a religion. And that's why people on that side, they can look at facts like what's happening in Ottawa and not see them. They only see what they want to see. Amy, always great to see Amy. Good afternoon, Super Spreaders. Happy Valentine's Day. You too. Hope you're doing well and staying warm. I'm doing well. I was doing very poorly at staying warm, but that's evened out now. Eventually you walk around in it, you get a bit of equilibrium. The sun's a bit higher, and now that we're heading into mid-February, you can actually feel the sun. You can't in the middle of winter. Vax passports are discrimination. That's like saying a white person isn't allowed in a store because they're white. And above all, they just don't work. So who cares? Like pull your turtleneck up over your face, and that's going to stop a virus. Put a disposable mask on. It's going to stop a sub-micron particle. The ridiculousness. Holy smoke. Uh-oh. Okay, we're going down on batteries, so I'm going to get my cable. I'll get somewhere flat here to get set up.
That's personal responsibility.
Oh, neat. Hey there. How are you? Good, good. This is neat. They got little wristbands, COVID vaccine injuries. They are real. I'll take one now. See if we can get this zoomed in right here. Cool. Grab one of those. Nobody actually manning this. Which is cool. Maybe I'll steal it as my flat surface. Wow, that is something else. That is the thickest dog I've ever seen. He's like a truck. Yeah.
He's kind of his own dozer.
Yeah, wow. Hi there. Good, good. This is your setup? Yeah. This is great. Oh, and there's a QR code. I got one. Thanks, man. Have you been aware of that quote-unquote grand jury they're doing over in Germany?
Not aware. Just,
and I've been going that all over the place. It's not quite as loud as
German doctor named Rainer Fulmeck has gathered all these doctors and scientists together, and they're doing a weeks-long virtual grand jury. Everybody's zooming in and giving their evidence on where the origins of this pandemic came from, and evidence for crimes against humanity that could be used in court. You can find it online. Corona Grand Jury, you should be able to find it.
It's time that we are standing up to say no more.
sounds like there's a lot of stuff starting to get coming out now.
Yeah.
We are standing up.
I mean, people aren't here just because of the lockdowns. I mean, there's all sorts of people that are doing this research, people like you doing this work. Is this an organization that you're representing, or?
It's an awareness campaign.
Yeah. You just doing it yourself, or is it with a company, or?
It's with a company that's been kind of retained to run the campaign.
Yeah.
Basically, I guess there was not a lot of talk about the risks, and someone wanted to do something about it. Let's talk about the risks.
Yeah, good. Good. That should have been available from the start.
While we were getting the campaign together, we found this. Health Canada publication, typically talks about like the marketing of drugs and linked to other talks of illegal marketing methods.
It's an official printout
This is a printout from
from Health Canada. Oh, wow. I grabbed one.
Okay, yeah, so basically,
I showed everybody
typically
watching.
you see stuff on TV and they're advertising for drugs. You would hear, basically, talk to a doctor, see if such and such is right for you, may help with this, may cause this.
Yeah.
That conversation doesn't seem to be something that's been happening very public.
For sure. For sure. Thanks a lot for the good work.
Take care.
I'm a dad.
Hey guys, so
I'm a
who knows what the audio is going to be like?
grandfather of
Last time it was
two,
cold and
and I
it got
said
all
to them
distorted.
early on,
But I have to
I
use
said,
the lightning
if I have
cord
to go
in
to
the
jail or
iPhone
take a bullet for this,
to charge the phone through the gimbal.
for the rights
It's the only
and
way
the
I can stay
freedom
out.
of our kids and our grandkids. We will take this no longer.
So audio might be wacky. Let's see
A rendering life is worth being laid down for a cause like this. There's nothing they can do about it. What can they threaten you with? When they're ready to die for this cause.
Now, it's total chaos down here, obviously, but let me know if the audio is somewhat acceptable.
Our personal rights and to stand up for what we were created for. I tell you,
Andy
it's just
Hammer.
an
Good name.
incredible honor.
Mental health
and
system
blessing to be
in
with
this
you.
country
I'm just
is
going to
really
very quickly tell
underfunded.
you what we're doing
Vulnerable
here
people have been
the
slipping through the
next
cracks
3
for a long
mornings.
time now.
We've
Yeah,
been
and
doing what's
again,
called the
welcome
Jericho
Big Pharma.
March. So
Paradigm
it's
has
a
switched
biblical
entirely
story
to
that when God gave them
get
the
them on
land
meds,
of
and
Jericho,
it's not necessarily what
he says,
people
I've
need.
given this
I
into
think
your
people need a lot
hands.
more
Well, Jericho is a
emotional support,
small city.
psychology instead of psychiatry, or both, you know? I haven't seen anybody gimbal streaming at all.
I want you to blow your trumpets or shofars and give a battle cry, and the walls of Jericho came down. So we are doing that right now. We have done it for 4 days.
Whew. I'm gonna let the head evaporate a bit here. James Lindsay, New Discourses. Indeed, it's good for, you get pretty dense, but it is good for knowing the enemy. You know, the radical lefties, they can seem like they're insane, but it's just because they have their own language and their entire own way of looking at the world. And knowing where it comes from can help you dialogue with them, can help you argue with them. And most of them, I mean, I've got friends that just spew out that woke stuff all the time. They don't know that they're in a Marxist religion. Down, see if any streamers down here maybe. See what's up with the vets. To the lifeboats. Twitch. So they're pounding the tunes down in Rito. I guess the cops are not doing the bylaws so much. It feels like, I don't know, the chief goes like, start busting them on bylaws, and some poor guy goes out and busts them for having a speaker. And then, I don't know, it's almost like their heart isn't in it. Lefties might certainly be right about that. much to their chagrin. I think cops are probably, just a guess, how would I know? I would assume more than half of them are probably sympathetic to this cause. Pure Gosu. Spreaders, are you pure blood? That's a medical question. That's private. I will answer it though. You'd have to kill me. I'd rather die than put that in me. I knew this was a scam right from day one. Both Rain and I did. One of the reasons we started this channel last year was to just vent about it and talk about it, try to keep track of some of the events and what they're planning. I mean, once they announced it was a gene therapy, I was just like, no goddamn way. First of its kind. That being said, I don't blame anyone for getting it. I mean, they called it a vaccine. Would the doctors lie to me and stuff? I don't blame anyone for getting it. Plus, I mean, the force. I know lots of people that they just had no choice. They had to get it to keep their life normal. Here goes Sue. It's in your name. That's Mitch. Hey, pure and mad. Andy Hammer, pure blood, like 100% white. Guess that would apply to 100% black or indigenous as well. Anybody else hear those rumors last year that there was like black markets for pure blood sperm, pure blood? Ian Clark, follow the money. It's always about the money and power. It is true. It is true. Can't stress enough, everybody. Get on that Corona grand jury. It's live streams on Getter, but I'm sure by now it's all over Rumble and all that stuff. There's no way it's on YouTube unless you get lucky. With billy clubs and tear gas. Can end all mandates this minute, no more compromise. People say enough is enough. All right, Dan, Diana, Sunshine, whoa, welcome back. And you're, oh, it's a clan thing, meaning you have no color in your gene pool. Yeah. But we want to be careful that we don't mean the clan thing. On Tinder, like 50% of women says they got vaxxed. Yeah, uptake's much higher in women than it is in men. I think that's pretty universal. that was true, then I'm not. Great grandmother full bloody Choctaw. Cool. A lot of women are scared of purebloods. Vancouver's back is just like China. They always, yeah, well, it's Vancouver, right? It's kind of Canada's Portland. Take another run around. See if we can't Viva up something. Nice and flush, folks. You can get jabbed. A great resources there is Dr. Andrew Kaufman. A little mini dance party here. People are just ready to go and dance by themselves in the middle of the day. It's all dudes too. Yeah, Dr. Andrew Kaufman, and he's got his site. You can get a thing, get an email sent to you, and he's got a whole course of what you can do if you did get the jab. His best information on what to do to detox it. Lots of guys are still pureblood, yeah. I don't know how many women left there. No, could be a lot, man. Certainly any lady truckers and, well, not any, but you know, a lot of them. Lady truckers, truckers girls. A lot of the girls that are down here right now. I also felt the effects of not being able to go somewhere to something I can't change about myself. Been a hell of a couple of years, guys. Not being able to go to gyms, pools, cinemas, restaurants, bars. Many jobs won't hire you, can't fly, go on a train. Well, I continue to supplement my studio thing. Working a few nights a week in my other field, which is cooking. The place I was at, it was a dream job. Full benefits, great pay, hotel, and COVID struck. And the restaurant's gone, they closed the whole restaurant. And then at first, anywhere that I'd apply to demanded vaccine. Now a lot of places will take the tests and stuff, but I suppose they work in the kitchen all day with a mask. I'd die. Gotta run. Thank you so much for showing us around Comfort Creek. God bless you too. Thanks so much. Thank you everyone for watching. It's really appreciated. We're just out here every day. Took yesterday off. Just out here every day getting video, making sure it's documented down here. The truckers know they're supported. Anybody able to intel where Viva's at? Or any other streamers? I haven't seen anybody. More pros out today, actually. I know there's a Turkish video team here. I'm trying to guess which way the wind's blowing to keep it out of the iPhone mic. It actually gets quiet sometimes. Can't go to 70 countries. Right, face the death penalty? What? Where are you going, Andy? I bet you can't stand Max. Feel like I'm smothering. Only have to wear the doctor now. Bro, I can't stand them. they want you to get those disposable ones, which are made of slinging fiberglass onto glue. And they're being made by the billions in sweatshops all over Asia. Anyway, you guys see the video that leaked a while ago, back at maybe a year and a half ago, of them making these masks all over the floor in a house? So I got mine are cloth, but still, it sucks. Can't breathe. Papers on the bank. Cool. Yeah, poor me, but the guy can't take five. Can't complete a sentence with something crap.
It's absurd. We have all sacrificed. My dad, who is 75, is going on 2 years without his children in his house. My stepmother, like so many others, are gripped with the fear of this virus and will not have people come to the house. I haven't eaten his food, his Jamaican brown stew, in 2 years. But worse than this is, as his children, we have the responsibility of caring for him as he ages, which we cannot carry out. I wear my mask and have followed the public health guidelines out of the fear I see in the eyes of those around me. The people in this country are afraid, and I have compassion on them. However, we are still in the hands of our Father, in the freedoms granted by our very creation and the rights this country should uphold. I can say in my lifetime, though, that those rights have really never truly been upheld. I was taught about democracy and was prepared to go into the real world, upholding the proud heritage I was raised on. But I'm sure many here can confidently.
Oh, poor her.
Breathe, baby, breathe! You got it, deep breath, deep breath! Yes! Yes! But I'm sure many here can confidently witness the application of freedom and true democracy has been lost. Do politicians know in this country there are Canadians like me who hold Christ in the highest seat of authority? Do they know it is our belief that Christ heals and makes us whole already? Do they know fear cannot sway us from our truth and convince us to hold to whatever practice they wish to dictate over our lives? No, they clearly do not, and fear hasn't worked. It will not, and not in a free country, and not in 2022. Coincidentally, a free country that was built on the ideals of Christ and how he calls us to live. Love thy neighbor as you love yourself. As the truckers loved one another, and as we all lovingly be with each other every day. I recognize people now. I know someone over there. I encourage these politicians, Jeff, hello, if you're over there, I hope you're listening. I encourage these politicians to do their jobs and reflect all the good people of Canada, all the good people of Canada. Likewise, Canadians, get to know the different cultures of your neighbors and also show your neighbors these different facets of our beliefs. The roots of why we wake up every morning, why truckers would bring their families across the country to be here for weeks in the pursuit of what you define freedom to be. Break bread with one another and be in each other's lives. This, I believe, will help bridge the gap of our society which led to this moment. In the hopes those around us gain some understanding, compassion, and love, and are so surprised. So surprised. How are my friends surprised? Oh. I'm sorry. No, you got it. They're not so surprised by opposition to medical science and technological impositions on our lives and our families. I am the only one in my workplace not vaccinated, and they learn to just work alongside. But they definitely don't understand it. And furthermore, are not willing to have a conversation or to step into my world to perhaps see things a little differently. They instead wish for me to bow myself and to submit myself under what they deem to be correct, and therefore I must do the same. It took the truckers, it took them for me to gain courage and speak up. I am bold enough as it is, but when they rolled into the city, my joy was not contagious. I was like, hallelujah. I was like, let me sleep to a lullaby of the honking. I lived down the street. It was music, hallelujah. I have experienced friendships turning and misunderstandings of my character persisting in the face of my support for this convoy. On such a day, it had me very ill at ease, going back and forth with a friend for hours, trying to make her understand, then going to work downtown where people are scared, worried, and where anger-fueled opinions swirl around about this convoy, this freedom convoy. My sister in Christ, Sister Deb, called me February 3rd that night, and she prayed over me, knowing I needed the words of the Lord to strengthen and encourage me. This is what I want to share with you and why I've asked to speak today. I will speak from the Bible, King James Version, Ephesians 6, verse 10 to 17. It says, finally, my brothers, and this is the Apostle Paul through the Holy Spirit speaking. He says, finally, my brothers, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that he may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of the world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. We do not wrestle against our brothers and our neighbors. We don't wrestle against the citizens of Ottawa. We don't do that. We don't fight against them. And certainly not the police officers in this community, who are very peaceful, hardworking, firm, kind, and ever watchful over our community. I remember a time when I was walking down the street with a friend who's much taller than me, and he was walking so fast and I couldn't keep up. I was like, wait. And he's just yelling, hurry up, hurry up. Behind me, sirens started blaring, and the cop, all I hear is, let the lady walk. Left her alone. Thank you, sir. If you're hearing me today, thank you. We appreciate you. I know these Canadians reflect each other in our nature and how we treat each other. What is dangerous is the fear behind those who are opposing us. What's dangerous is that fear has power, the power that is behind the agents of suppression and the fear of the community, the hatefulness of the people around us who don't want to give love. They instead want to see us go away with no understanding in their hearts. Is what we fight against. If the police force isn't strong enough to withstand against it, if the people do not hold themselves in the spiritual armor, then they may be taken over by that force. And as we've seen in history, cause good people to do bad things. So we fight against the fear of those principalities. To continue, we fight against those fears behind it, and also we will continue to outshine it. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, which is this day. And having done all, to stand. Therefore having your loins girded about with truth. This truth, sorry, ooh, my fingers. Sorry, can you hold this for a second?
Starting to feel it in my toes now. Hands are okay now.
Okay, this truth brought us to this day together. It didn't take news outlets reporting the distress felt nationwide to bring us here. It took the truth of what is happening to the truckers, to the children trapped in their homes with abusive parents. Thank you. It took the truth of what is happening to truckers, to the children trapped in their homes with abusive parents, to my sister Sharon, who lost her job as a nurse, as a healthy, capable woman, who worked through the pandemic to now be discarded. It took that truth of all the injustice we have witnessed for all of us to be crying by ourselves in this city, in your homes, not being able to talk to anyone. I cried on the bus almost every day because I couldn't anyways. Oh, Lord, 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 thank you. To continue, Paul says, having on the breastplate of righteousness and your feet shod with the preparations of the gospel of peace. I ask that you listen.
Keep walking a bit.
I ask that you listen, that I understand that you have all walked in peace. This is a peaceful protest. And in the way you stand unpersuaded in the face of hatefulness is something to be commended.
See a big resurgence
as people turn against you or
in Christianity and spirituality through this. Both the Christians making a resurgence and a heavy native presence as well. To one of our streams we went by, people having a prayer circle down on it was Banker Kent. Quite moving actually. Looked like they were going through some deep stuff. And I think it's, you know, it makes sense. It goes hand in hand. Christianity, despite, you know, Judeo-Christian values making this country, been suppressed lately with the rise of woke. Christianity's been suppressed. People are feeling a real need for it. So you see a lot of that in this movement. And that's fine. At the end of the day, it's about the mandates. Doesn't matter if you're religious or not. Freedom probably be unstoppable if it's actually warm outside. LOL. My God, I mean, people would just live down here. If they fix the stuff later after they fired all these people, you're not just going to let them back. Well, the leader of the People's Party of Canada, now there was still long shots even to get a single seat in Parliament, let alone lead the country, but there are calls for redress to be made for all the people that were fired, pay them back. Yeah, I missed chunks of that too. Maybe someone can explain it. Do you think Trudeau will vote martial law at 4:30 today? Once it goes through, I assume it's active. It's just a question of what he'll do once it is active. Rastas will never inject pharma poison. Yeah, I would love to see stats on how many Rastafarians are injected, but it's low. Unity of all sides is needed. Faux show. Some hospitals are recalling unvaxxed nurses. Yeah. But you know what a lot of places are doing too is hiring from staffing agencies and stuff. This is another thing that was brought up in the grand jury, that in many jurisdictions, the vast majority of these vaccinations are being done by private corporations, medical staffing organizations, and having to do hundreds of thousands of shots a day, and just hiring morons off the street. I think a great many of the wounds from vaccination are from just mishandling the product itself. Yeah, well, I mean, how much can you trust any politician at the end of the day? You just got to go with the one that scares you / offends you the least. Oh, it's brutal down here on the west side. We're gonna get some sunshine. The sun makes so much difference. Holy crap, it's terrible over there. It's just fear and agony down there. This guy's still going. Yeah. Is banging away at the House of Commons, which is like it's like Congress. NWO is to destroy the church. Yes, well, that is a fact. You know, I mean, having a sense of community, family, and faith is a bulwark against someone jumping in with a brand new ideology. The ideology they sell, the wokeism, is just all about you, all about you, all about you. You think about Christianity or any good religion that believes in a higher power, it forces you to be humble and think that you're doing service to a higher power, whereas wokeism is just like me, I'm a sex freak, I'm gonna go on TikTok, everybody look at me, I feel safe, but I don't feel safe. That separation of the church since Trudeau, Turner, was being affected by restriction. So don't get me wrong, church and state should be separate, and one shouldn't have much to do with the other at all. But the spirit, where you come from. The values in the charter, the values in the Constitution of the U.S., Magna Carta, or whatever it's all Judeo-Christian liberal values. Of course, there's no more passports for first for private companies, of course, right? That's the horrible precedent set here. And it's 2 weeks away. Plenty of time for case numbers to go up and change their mind. Denmark's just reinstating their passport, I heard. So I mean, it's basically meaningless. Plus, it's like still all these restrictions on movie theaters, restaurants. I know. All right. I'm just like perfectly avoiding all the cool streamers today. It's all right. I'm not really here to film them. It's just cool to hook up. Oh, geez. Even this isn't charging the battery. Whoa, boy. Hey, all right, people. I'm going to thank you for joining, and that's it. I'm on options with 15% battery, so we're going to have to shutter. We'll catch the rest of these comments at home, and look forward to reading all of them. And you guys keep your eyes peeled. Might come back out tonight, but tell you what, you guys find us on Twitter. You hear anything's happening, tweet at moi, and I'll come running out here so we can get everything plugged in. All right, love you all. We'll see you on the next stream. Enjneer from SuperSpreaders. Out.